black and white photography with portrait photographer Steve Fouquaert. Monochrome images are back. Youngsters discover the beauty of monochrome images in an era of color. When asked why they adore black and white photography, the answer is very often, it's kind of cool. There must be a better answer. So let's ask the question to a portrait photographer. Steve, what is your view on this trend?
It is not just a trend. Not only customers and photographers have noticed the increased interest in monochrome photography. Camera producers, such as Phase 1, developed black and white cameras, fitted with sensors without a color pattern filter, resulting in pure black and white captures, with extreme detail.
And how do you see this?
As I stated before, it is not just a trend. It is so much more. It's forgiving and universal. No matter if you shoot portraits, landscapes, urban or architecture.
What makes it so different from color photography?
Well, Rona, color photography is very sensitive to different light situations and subject to the correct white balance. A mix of different light sources can make it extremely difficult to get the colors right. Black and white photography has no issue with the white balance. It's all about contrast, light or no light. Even in low light conditions it works. Perfect in creating a moody atmosphere. Colors are terribly distracting if not applied right. It takes the focus away from the main subject. As a portrait photographer, I often tend to lower the saturation. As the color fades away, the image starts to speak. It gets character. Yes, it is stripped back. It is Spartan, raw. But most of all, it is honest, showing the true person. Color computer screens are flooding the viewer's retina with millions of colors. And yet, monochrome offers so much variety in what can be achieved.
I often hear that monochrome is boring, is it?
Black and white sounds boring. Fact is that there are so many shades in between. And I do not mean 50 shades of grey. Today's cameras with 14 or even 16-bit sensors offer a very high dynamic range with millions of grey shades. The challenge is to bring them all out in an image.
Do you see monochrome photography as more creative and artistic?
Indeed, Rona. The creative process with black and white images is artistic. It's like molding clay. You can shape it into a myriad of shapes. Images can be strong, high contrast and powerful, or they can be soft, gentle and subtle.
Thank you, Steve. Of course, the black and white versus color debate is a very personal one. For every person I asked who loves shooting monochrome, there are others who much prefer the vibrancy of color photography. Thank you for viewing this video. A Steve Fouquaert production.